Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, riveting, amazing Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane. Off here to 1 vs 1 on Arnhem Checkpoint. In the north, it is Jove fighting for King and Country, the Commonwealth. Rolling out here with the Guards Armored Division. In the south, it is Gat fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland. Taking on the role here of the 1 and 16th Panzer Division Winhund. We got Spearhead, we got Defensive, and we got Jaeger Infantry with Panzerfaustmann and Infantry Bulletins versus Jove's Tactical Support, Royal Artillery, and Rolling Engineers with Trill Infantry there as well. Double section starting out here that Jove is going pretty much sort of very aggressively both west and east. With the sections, double going to do stop I forgot, so no MG42s in the early game. So to try and fight against Jove's infantry, that might be indicating he's actually planning a sniper. That will try and fight the Brits. We shall have to see that what's ended up with there for Gat. Was moving centre east. Jove there continuing on the eastern side there with the section. Again, they're rather spread out. So in theory, Gat here, if he's realised this, could sort of try and gain an upper hand there versus the sections sort of separately and that way beat them. But we'll have to see if he does realise this or what he does in the end. But there you go, setting up. Jove's going to move the section to disrupt. So again, in fact, disrupt is starting. In fact, now he's moving away from the west towards the centre. So an interesting start up there. Jove's got here. I mean, in many ways, it's unorthodox for the British because they usually want to rush their fuel and sort of secure that. But instead, Jove is sort of not rushing. In fact, he seems to get more intent on disrupting Gat's early game. So definitely an unusual British opening. Got a very early mortar for Gat. Now that's quite interesting. Double gunneries into mortar Gat here, probably trying to sort of find some new way of dealing with the Brits. And so double gunnery and mortar opening. Can't say I've seen that one very much. I might have seen it, but it's not something I recall at least. Section on the gunners will occupy the house, you count the flank of the gunneries, at least somewhat. Still, this is definitely turning out to be highly unusual. Gunners for the section of Vickers following up there for Jove. Certainly not usual, but not wildly unusual either compared to, again, double gunneries mortar. We got mortar for on the section there, so only one way of dealing with them. 80mm mortar rounds are landing close, but not quite head on. No cancel Vickers there for another section in response to the mortar. Not a bad idea there. More gunneries on the way there for Gat. Got a quick some damage in this section, but no kills. The other section on the post back here to engage the gunneries in not a great spot. Western fuel secure, but needs to grab the cutoff point. Pioneers here drawn back. We got Sandbach now pushing as he pushes eastwards there with the Pioneers instead. Gunneries moving eastwards should have the chance of a section. They can sort of land some hits before they get into cover. Mortar moving up there for Gat. There we go, getting a quick kill on the section and routing them. Fourth section down there. Mortar could stand him a bit further, obviously. Gunneries there reinforcing. Third gunneries squad out there for Gat. I mean, just highly unusual, shall we say, opening there from both sides. But again, that's only good. That's only nice. Now Joe here coming into a bolter section after fourth section. That's obviously going to be quite the challenge. It might require then Gat to get machine guns, since the mortar's obviously going to be great at stopping more sort of standard targets, but that aren't moving too much. But if Joe goes sort of all in there, the mortar might struggle a bit without the machine gun to actually keep them sort of fixed in one spot. Getting these in the fuel there. No take yet here for Gat. No sign of a doctrine either. He could maybe go for Jaeger Infantry for the G for defuse and the Jaeger Command Squad to give him a bit more firepower here versus Jove immediately. Of course, yes, in theory, he could go for Spearhead, Tigers, Mortar, half-tracks maybe even. Sam, a bit about why he'd been considered, I think, to block off the entrance. They didn't quite work out. Gunneries still has the section out in the open. Should be a win there. Grab the Eastern Victory Point. We certainly got a bit of a tiny lead there for Jove for now. Mortar in the centre here by the fountain, setting up there with this little mortar tube. Gunneries moving up against the section. They're nicely held up there, but the mortar should be able to begin bombarding those. Either with auto-fire, just the bombardment. Of course, bombardments are overall faster firing, and they're also more accurate. So there's generally just benefits using them more actively. First shot, again, misses. A bit unfortunate there for Gat. Great there for Jove. There we go. That's a better hit there. Section taking quite a bit of health being chipped off. If he sticks around for too long, he might actually start losing members. But there you go. Mortar force reposition. Got a section 10 from the north here. Good work there by Gat, or Jove, I mean, not by Gat. Tech up there moving in. I mean, it's good he's responding to pull away the mortar, but, I mean, it shouldn't be considered exactly a genius move to get your mortar out of danger. I mean, I'd be setting a pretty damn low bar. Too low a bar. Back there, we got the platoon command post up there for Jove. Like to make a nice company up there for Gat. Probably going to be a 2-2 second back. They're going to use forcing retreat here. Mortar's going to retreat position further again. We can sort of see here the lack of a machine gun. It's making it hard for them now to contain Jove's infantry. Now they can play them much more aggressively thanks to the bolts upgrade. It's not like infantry, well, they can't play aggressive. They're quite good at it after they pushed into a fight at some point, basically meaning that requiring them not to use cover at all. So they'll be good, since that was kind of the thing previously. So they just made them good out of cover and great in cover, and so you kind of sort of got the situation sort of got with the Brits now, but you kind of need some machine, I think, to sort of help deal with Jove's infantry a bit more effectively. I mean, the Mortar is a good choice versus the Brits, but you kind of need a machine gun to sort of really make it work then to combine some terms. Anyways, like to make a nice comment here. Probably going to be a 2-2, but even then, there's likely going to be an AC fast idea for Jove to counter that one, but then again, maybe not as fast here as it could be. Needs to go out, Mortar remaining in the centre here. I mean, good split in terms of map control. In fact, Gat has a slightly lower Jove in some ways, at least in terms of victory points, but resource-wise, he is a tad behind. Mortar firing down the section here, and there we now hits a tree instead. Section gets away miraculously from that one. And there goes section falling back. Mortar continues to fire away there. 2-2 on the way here for Gat and the 116th Panzerdivision Windhund. Section moving eastwards, going to go for deep flank there. Good work by Jove. And there you go. Party's closing in on the wounded section. Still no sign of a doctor there from Gat again. I kind of feel like some quick upgrades here would be great for the gun. These are the light machine guns with G43s, but either way, he needs something to add a bit more punch there, because otherwise, the way that Gat is splitting up his infantry makes them much easier targets for the sections individually. But there you go. 2-2 out here. Grenadiers reinforcing. Panzer Grenadiers could also be a good option versus the sections, because if you can get the Panzer Grenadiers reasonably close, they usually tend to have the upper hand there versus those. Going for the curve point, 2-2 moving eastwards to back up there. Probably because there's no sappers there, he figures, and of course the 2-2 is great versus units that don't have snares. And infantry, not necessarily tanks, which also are units that don't have snares. So I need to come up with a slightly more specific explanation there before someone tried to pull a bit of fun out of me. There we got sappers there laying down mines. 2-2 going here for the section. He might try and grab here the fuel point, render neutral. Grenadiers moving in there. Should still be able to render neutral before the Grenadiers are on time. They're going to be retreating. 2-2 should have very low chance of getting a wipe. They can still get some kills in there, some damage, but the chance of getting a full wipe with a single 2-2 in the retreating section, I think, is low. 6-pounder going away there for Jove. He could go for the AC, but seems like he's either thinking that's going to be too late, or has other plans. Get those rapidly losing ground again. The lack of machine guns makes it easy for Jove to just push ahead using the raw force of his sections, which is definitely a bit of a problem there for Gat. We'll have to see what he goes for next. Could be Panzer Grenadiers, could be a machine gun, could be another 2-2-2. I mean, double 2-2s can actually be quite nice versus the British if they don't have any AECs out. So far, no sign of that. And of course, we've got mines down here from Jove. We'll have to see if Gat goes some mine sweeps. Now, he's gone for flame for great versus, burning out the Thomas from when he dug in positions, but it does mean he's going to be more vulnerable to mines. Pack 40 falling out there. Likely due to anticipating the AC Mark III from the British, since that's a very common counter move. Mines up there from Jove. Very good. Very good. Unless you're the German, in which case it's bad. There you go. Gonna do is hit the mine. At least that saves the 2-2 from hitting it. The Eastern Victory Point, still no sign of doctrine from either side. Pack 40 almost done. Ooh, bounced up section. Mortar round lands a bit of... What is this? Double mortars! I mean, double mortars, again, could work out. Though we've got a mortar emplacement up here, which is basically double mortars, but, not movable. So that is very bold there from Gat, but again could make it harder for Jove to defend, and certainly give Gat some interesting options on the assault as well. I mean, he could lay down some very impressive smoke screens with that. Don't have to be actually goes for that. But there you go, Mortar in place in action here versus Gat. Straight into the mine there. That is not good for Gat either, though again, double mortars. So far, first one's yet to gain a kill that's done some damage. 2-2 dodges, or avoids a shot there from the 6-pounder gun. Difficult to dart anything when you can barely move. You could maybe dodge a draft order. But there you go, mortar hit there on this section by the fountain. Grenadiers need to get away since they're under heavy mortar fires rather from the British. Mortars under fire from the mortars in placement. Machine gun flying on the way there for Gat. Mortar takes a nasty hit, they're losing half the crew. Need to retreat the other one. Section they're taking heavy damage out of the light machine, certainly not making it easy here for him. Hitting the fuel point, cut-off point there. Very good play there by Jove. And 2-2 need to counter that somehow, though he first needs to fix up the 2-2 before he can counter it. Lots of intense action around the centre here as Gat's unorthodox strategy continues, and Jove's, well, more orthodox, but certainly tactically unorthodox play there continues. And we got weapon racks on the way there for Jove. Very nice. It is surprisingly rare, though. Well, not surprisingly really rare how few British players actually go for weapon racks, partly because Well, they never needed. That's sort of the funny thing. Before they nerfed the Bren guns, for example, because it was too powerful, no one was actually really using them, and they just kept skipping them because it was honestly more cost efficient. That's just about this section. They performed quite well without it. So I mean, it performed even better, of course, with Bren guns. But in most cases, players just use the resource and anything else because, again, it's not wildly critical. But you can see Jove decides to just double down the sections there with Bren guns as well, which is going to make them, of course, even more formidable, thanks to the Bren, which is actually a Czechoslovakian design the British adopted with, I think, some minor changes. I think it's basically the ammunition, maybe some other smaller changes they made. Bren, in fact, standing for Briano, which is the Czechoslovakian town his city is from, and then Enfield, which is sort of the British munitions manufacturing facility, whatever, place there. Little fun fact there. When you can get an assault here on the mortar, maybe, you know, get it to brace, you can sort of hit it with dull mortar placement itself.
A capture point is being overrun.
Sections up in the Bren guns, mortar fire raining down here. 2-2 moving in as well, racing forwards. Good hit in the house. Section there already low on health as the mortar bombs continue to land down, crashing through whatever they can crash through. Anti-tank and being pushed back by the section as well. Good chance of taking out the mortar. The mortars need to reposition the heavy cover, those helping them absorb the worst of it. Jove here caught off guard there as he makes a hard strike there. Good play there by Gat. Eastern fuel point there being seized by Gat as well. Heavy fire there, of course, with brace on it, it's going to take a lot of damage to deal with. It usually finds your best option, particularly the stuff that sort of sticks around for a bit longer. But still, he can get some damage in, and that's obviously what we're going to do. And then, of course, once the brace sort of wears off, he's going to really just hit it for everything it's worth. Popping into it, acting to increase rate of fire, but as you might notice, it's not going to matter too much because, again, it's already low on health here. The 2-2, the light machine guns, the mortar, they just hammering away everything at it. Almost got the mortar in place from there. Really great push. He could have maybe had in. He's gone for Spearhead and Mortar after it with incendiary mortar rounds. That could also deal with it in a rather safe manner. There we go. Mortar in placement down below there to Jove and the Guards Armour Division. A tactical win that's slightly expensive here for Gat and the 116th Panzer Division Winhund. Cut-off points as well. There's Jove got over-focused on the mortar placement, allowing him to hit the fuel as well. Good play there. But unbeknownst to Gat, Jove, of course, has taken advantage of the chaos and the focus here and the fact that he's been able to control the fuel much more efficiently to rush ahead for the Centaur. Also, that way is something you have to keep in mind of. If your opponent isn't going for an AC at all, they're likely rushing for a Centaur. And of course, that could maybe be an argument for going for double 2-2, so that way force the AC response out to avoid such a mess and again put more pressure on his opponent meanwhile. But that's, you know, sort of a longer topic. Either way, though, he's going to eat the packs out. He's going to eat telemines as well. Otherwise, the Centaur is going to rip him several new superfluous breathing holes in a rather terminal manner, meaning they're really superfluous at that stage. 2-2 there being fixed up. Like to punch your speed bargain. Counter-attack in here from Jove. Almost all the sections now at least have one Bren gun. It's just the Bren squad. There you go, moving out there with the Bren gun. Gunnery's holding up territory there. Machine gun coming out the east. Big counter-attack towards the west. Machine gun defending the eastern side there. And there we go, we got the Centaur anti-aircraft tank there out. Fun fact, the anti-aircraft gun and turret itself is actually from a anti-aircraft tank based off the Crusader tank. But there you go, 2-2 going for the section. You've got the Centaur moving up here, and Gat's only got the Pack 40. If you can sort of bait in as a Telemine or Panzerfaust in front of the Pack 40, should have a good chance of taking out. Otherwise, that Centaur could prove a bit of an issue. There you go, pack hit there. It does push back the Centaur, but at the same time it's still going to be a threat, and of course it could just move towards the western flank. And the thing is, it's going to be able to move there a lot faster than Gat can get his Pack 40 over there. That's kind of the dangerous situation here that could develop there for Gat. As Jove is reclaiming the western fuel. He's going to have to take out and bring out some armour schnell. Unless he's gone absolutely bananas, they're going to try and stall for the Tiger tank. Trenches and sandbags being dug in here. Joe preparing defensive works ahead of whatever fighting he might be anticipating here. Grenadiers going to fight in the west. Note the 2 Grenadier squads. Oh, he's gone for 4. That are not upgraded with a light machine gun jet. And he does have plenty of munitions for it, so he definitely should prioritise more light machine guns. If we get the double Pack 40 here, from Gat, and that could indicate the Tiger Soul, which is obviously not something I'm a wild fan of. Though I will cut him some slack due to getting that early mortar and into double mortars. I mean, at least he's not just going for the entirely same rogue standard Tiger Soul strategy, if it is indeed that one. So again, I'm willing to cut him some slack because at least he's displaying some strategic and tactical initiative that way. Because usually if they're sort of just stalling for a Tiger tank, it also usually tends when they're playing some incredibly, boringly and very inefficiently in that sense, but Gat at least does seem to be displaying some higher mental faculties in the process. So again, I'm willing to let it pass if that is indeed what he's playing for, though again, we'll be raising a finger disapprovingly at Gat for it nonetheless. But again, his strategy at least seems to make a bit more coherent sense, with a stronger combined arms suite to allow him to stall for the Tiger tank, whereas again most players will never go for the artillery at all. To the technology from the centre. Back in Jove's space, we've got nothing further going on. There's still no doctrine from Jove either. Love to see what it could be. At this stage, it's probably not royal to since we've gone for it now than to get the Valentine tank out there. I'll just sort of consider it. All he needs is a possibility, and so is tactical support, similarly for the Crocodile. More pioneers to forget. Probably minesweepers to deal with any mines Joe's laying down, and so now should consistently laying down. Of course, Gat could also strongly benefit from mines of his own. Again, tunnel mines can be quite effective in just buying your time as a German swinging an assault, of course, just ruining a raid or a flank. So some tunnel mines and S mines here and there I think could be quite the benefit of Gat and the 116th Panzer to be short. Pioneers getting shredded by the centre. Machine gun repositioning for the glory of Deutschland. They're not very glorious, obviously. Pack 40 saying about this, going to have to respond to these and start at the same time. We've got to push for the Coffin. We've also got a fresh mortar in place not here for Jove. Certainly showing both players are dedicated to their light artillery elements to that way provide fire support for the troops. Thumbs up there. Sometimes mortar do have a tendency of getting neglected, so it's nice to see some heavy mortar commitment there. And then a 1 versus 1 of that, not just 2 versus 2 in a small map, but there's actually Arnhem Checkpoint, a much larger map, which certainly rewards good maneuvering as well, but at the same time it can still be quite good there if you know how to use it. So again, thumbs up there to both players. Definitely both solid, competent and skilled players. We got Take Up there for Gat, so he's not just going for the Tiger Stall. That definitely quashes. Well, it could still be a Tiger Stall. I've seen some players tag up, then go for the Tiger Tank, since the take up does help it with command points, but at the same time it does mean they can at least somewhat quickly get the logistical side of it up, so they ain't been pushing up other tanks to support the Tiger Tank. Which is crucial. Since one of the issues again also with the Tiger Stall, if you just go straight for the Tiger Tank with any logistical stuff to sort of back it up, you didn't just have the Tiger Tank. If your opponent goes for any more stuff, your Tiger's usually going to be in a shot to bits. And then when you lost it, you got no easy way of, say, quickly filling in the gap with other tanks, but then you just stuck with them having to wait for another Tiger Tank. You just try and get another, set up the logistics, and at which point again your opponent will just crush with his tanks. Meanwhile, because he's already gotten that out of the way usually. Due to them being pushed back. And again, you can sort of see the problem here with packs, particularly on larger maps. They can struggle to just keep up with the enemy attacks, and that way your opponent just keeps thinking about the armored vehicle in question. They can sort of make it much harder for you to efficiently use the anti-tank weapons. So, good play there by Joe. Taking advantage of the weaknesses of the anti-tank guns. We got 1 and we got 2 kills, so they're both close to veteran 3, and they've certainly done a lot of damage. So he can now build the support core if he wants to, and say get out some armor. I mean, the fast Panzer IV could be nice here. Well, fast and fast, we're almost approaching the 20-minute mark, so at this stage it's not going to be a fast Panzer IV. At stage, the speed is sort of more like an athletic Sonic the Hedgehog rather than anything actually fast. Grenades out for Jove. He's actually committing hell to an infantry. We got brain guns, we got grenades. He is really just sort of pushing the infantry hard. Sadly, he doesn't have any doctrine sort of really synergizes with it well, like commandos, for example. That's a really sort of infantry heavy doctrine there, or That match mobile assault, so a bit of a shame there, but overall I'm liking it. In a certain way, because I mean, again, most British places never go for it because even if it's really strong, they don't necessarily have to, so they just sort of go for the low effort there. But Jove is actually setting the bar there for good British play and just really going hard in on the infantry with all that's going to. Oh, S-mines, we can sort of get them finished off. Nah, actually, I was trying there, but in this case, the section moves a bit further north than anticipated. Still, I like the idea they're trying to get them to run into the S-mines. That is 2 thumbs up there to Gat. Section there getting hammered by mortar fire. They don't quite land it. 2 to them moving to fire head straight into the centre. I need to get the pioneers out as well. Peg 4 is hanging up. They could maybe try and move that to support, or I don't know. Hope he's laid down some tiller mines, which he hasn't. But still, Gat is laying down mines. Even though they're not the sort of type that's going to really help the tunnel as the centre. Does seem like Gat, though, is sticking to the initial Tiger plan. But at least with the tech, has some of the logistics already then set up to quickly push out like some tanks to back up his Tiger tank. So again, not a huge fan of it, but you know, they are mitigating elements that sort of covers up for some of my displeasure. S-mines here with Eastern Victory Point, very good. Section in the centre here going to take heavy mortar fire. Their gun is flanking as well. They're very good, very good. British mortar in place with 2 kills. Which is almost as many kills as so far the 2 mortars with Gat and out on the field there for quite some time has managed. More pioneers for Gat as he lost the previous squad. He's still 3 command points away from the Tiger tank. Joe, by the way, we had 20-minute marks yet to choose a doctrine. That does stand out a bit. In the west section moving in, they need to counterattack with grenadiers against pioneers as well. Mortar placements are quick to retreat there. Possibly worried about the potential flank set up there by Jove. Pioneers are drawing fire out. The grenadiers to sort of focus them down safely. Well, the pioneers do pay a rather heavy toll for that. Troops are healing and forcing. Roughing it off. Almost taking out the section. Ooh, that's nice for Gat there. That's a Bren gun. You should grab those with grenadiers immediately and then get rid back there because grenadiers with both a Bren gun and an LMG-42 are actually quite potent, and particularly getting to ace level, they can lay down some pretty harsh fire versus the Tommies. Or for that matter, any infantry that you know might catch, which isn't German. Ooh, there we go. Straight to the S-mines. Joe, they didn't realise that an S-mines laid down. But there like that. Now, sappers, of course, are not in territories. You can't upgrade them right away. So, at least for now, the victory point is going to be safe. But still, he's otherwise controlling the victory points reasonably well, though he is behind. And we can see that Gat's doing his best to recapture them as well. And begin bleeding Jove once more. Joe, by the way, is also putting a lot of resources. That certainly seems to sort of later trade here of Joe. The part of it is, again, Gat is not putting a lot of pressure either. He's stalling for the Tiger tanks. Of course, Joe's going to stall for something as well. Could be he's going for a Crocodile at this stage. Seems to be the only sort of logical option. That on AVRE. Of course, Joe has got many more spare resources due to the section's strength, and of course the fact he's got a centre up, which can actually help absorb a lot of fire, which makes it easy to save up resources. So we can sort of see there some different elements there in the strategies, and it's certainly Joe there highlighting the power, at least getting out some sort of armoured element before trying to stall for a heavy tank. Though again, he could easily benefit from a few fuel caches to assist with that. S-mine goes off again. Apparently, Joe would hope they, somehow manage to start working. Sandbags down there. We also got one fragmentation bomb ready here for Gat to try and shatter Jove's troops. Got another anti-tank out there for Jove. Two kills. 3 kills in the mortar placement. Section of the center going to be soon under fire from the Don Morton. There we go. Got a single kill there. Centre flank up in the south here. Good play there. And meanwhile, we got the Artillery from hitting an exposed section in the northeast. Gat there still setting up for the Tiger tank, and Jove again does seem like he's setting up for the Crocodile. They're both pretty damn close to it, though. They're both pretty damn close. There we go. We even got strafing fire against the building. They're clearing out the Germans. And apart from the facade there, though, there's a machine gun they could pick up. That's a Bren gun that got dropped there.
Emplacement under attack.
Mortar needs to reposition. We got 3, we got 2 still. And there you go. Target tank over here for Gat. Schwerer Panzer out. Good hit in the center, pushing it down to half health. Joe Barley can also go for the Crocodile now, and if he isn't going for it now, he will certainly once the Tiger hits. Of course, the better response will also be Fireflies, but you can always get that Crocodile and then back up with Fireflies. As for Gat, he definitely needs to take up or get the Spawner Crop now, go for a Panzer Corps to bring out some stuff to back up the Tiger. Because no matter what, Joe's going to bring out counter the Tiger tank afterwards. Gets the Centaur though, finally. They did lose a poor bastard there, and another Pioneer Squad bites the dust. Tiger tank with 1 kill there, ending the Pinlight machine gun. There we go. Jove does go for tactical support, and he does go for the Crocodile. In the end, no vast surprise. Tiger tank blitzing ahead here, and there goes shooting at the section. Shatters poor Johnson, leaving the rest of the squad there to fight away against the German firepower. And there you go, 2 more men perish before the might of Tiger 103. Grabbing the point here, we got the sappers there, soon under fire from the Tiger tank. We got a PH shot there, bounces off the Tiger, second shot bounces as well. Sapper they're taking casualties. Here dropped in fact, and there you go. Jove just pulled back the sapper in the hope that at least some of them will survive. Sadly, none of them did. They ended up quite dead before the might of the Tiger tank and its 8mm gun. Anti-tank and shoots this shot, pierces the Tiger tank's 100mm of thick armour. Second shot goes through as well. Ooh. Bit of random debris there, absorbing hits from the Tiger tank, allowing it not to hit the anti-tank. You need to get out of there though. Mortar tank is moving in. Mortar fire raining down. He might want to lay down the smoke screen there if possible. Crocodile moving up. Tiger tank already heavily damaged. Still no additional armour on the way there for Gat. That should be a main priority here, to be honest, for him versus Jove. Anti-tank that's moving up, still no mines either. Ooh, and the Crocodile's going to head straight for the anti-tank guns. The Crocodile, of course, with his mighty flamethrower, is a much better counter to anti-tank guns than the Tiger is. And of course, more health and armor. In many ways, it's certainly also stronger than the Tiger tank there. And they cost exactly the same. Also, less command point or population points required for the Crocodile. Of course, the Tiger tank does have more range, more armor piercing, but in terms of just pure damage and ability to soak up damage, the Crocodile rather wins. 2-2 down. Pretty bad situation here for Gat at the moment. He's desperately fixing up the Tiger tank there. He's got 1 pack left. And he's got no other way of bringing in more firepower now because he didn't build us a bomb recall when he could have. He's got the Crocodile down to half health, so it's not all bad, but he needs to get that Tiger tank fixed up. He's trying to grab the pack there, but that's just a waste there, since obviously it's going to get destroyed, and even though they tried to guard it, the crew would immediately die due to the intense heat from the flames. Getting the western field point there, good work. Those quickly getting cut off there. Good counter work by Jove. But he definitely needs to get away fixing up the Tiger tank there. The faster he gets back in the fight versus Jove, the better. Also, lots of S-mines here. Sadly, though, no telemines. If the Crocodile hit a telemine, I think Gat's chance of dealing with it would have been much stronger. There you go. Pioneer's hard to work now fixing up the Tiger tank. Also, 1 fragmentation bomb ready. Grenadiers here with Bren guns and light machine guns. Goes them up, but there you go. Grenade seizes though and quickly dodges. Good response there by Gat. Still taking damage here, and probably is going to have to retreat there. Got the mortars nearby though, veteran free and close to veteran free here. Machine gun opener from the fields here to the east. Crocodile being hauled back for repairs. At least gives Gat here some respite as he fixes up his Tiger tank desperately. And again, should prioritise either getting out Suppomoko faster, taking for tier 4 instead of getting a Panther fast. What he can't do is just sit about and not getting any armour. There you go, tier 4 on the way there for Gat. And the 116th Panzer Division Wienhund. Crocodile, oh, not Crocodile, but Cromwell on the way for Crocodile. Right grenade off there. Good move. Heavy mortar fire in the section. Almost taken out there, but not quite. There we go. Tiger tank. Get effects for like once more. Ready to bury the enemies of the Third Reich beneath its mighty treads. Rather messy Tatar burial though. Very messy. Trench there, spotted and destroyed. So tank going to the section inside the house. They quickly get out of there as they quickly realise someone forgot the anti-tank weapons back at home. Well, at least I brought tea. Shut up, Terrence. Section around by the Gunnies in the centre. Crom on the way there for Jove. Quick hit in the section, almost taken out. And there you go, Cromwell out there, giving Joe now the numerical tank advantage there, and that could turn out to prove quite crucial. Considering he already got the Crocodile out. And Gat, well, he's getting the Heavy Panther Corp, and definitely a Panther should be the priority then. Ralphing it up against the section. Oh! Very good hit, they almost got the section. Joe was close to getting out of the range there, but in the end, not quite close enough. Target tank going straight for the Crocodile there, anti-tank opening up, penetrating, hit the target tank front on the right. Pierce flying at the anti-tank and not really doing much. The target tank hit against the Crocodile. Shot sort of bouncing off each other's. Trying to take out the Mortar tank, which is actually a good priority here since the anti-tank is a much bigger threat to the target tank than the Crocodile is. Crumbling up, deal with the Pioneers. Come to the east, retreating in the west, fighting in the east as well. We got Mines finally clearing up some all of Gat's mines in the east. He could try and call in some fragmentation bombs, that way, you know, catch Jove off guard when he's not paying attention, quick get about with the sappers. If he's fast enough, or could just rush in the target tank, I guess. Heavy Panther Corps though is ready, and he is roughly a minute and a half away from a Panther there. And certainly with a Panther and a target tank, you should have an overwhelming armour formation to give Joe's tanks a bit of a hard time. Sappers immediately retreat as soon as they hit the target tank, as it does make a rather distinct heavy tank sound in the fog of war. They're not quite as distinct as the King Tiger. Sappers are routed by the Gunnies, Pioneers in the west. We've got the western point there being secured. Mortar firing down, Crocodile moving ahead here, 8 kills versus the Tigers 11. Need to get the Pioneers away, pack 40 opening up here, target weak point could be helpful if he's bold enough to try and hope it stays around for long enough. And he does seem to be doing so. Target weak point would actually be great, because then moving with the target tank. And what is this? We got a forward observation post up in a 1-1. You just rarely see in the first place, but wow, a forward observation point. A post here from Joe. That's amazing. Sectional wiped out. Bren gun dropped out through the window. Still, that's going to give him access to strafing support, artillery call-ins, and whatnot. Fascinating. You rarely see that ability used, partly because, again, it's rather expensive in the first place. Then be given the honour of using all these abilities. At the same time, it just gives you access to a large suite of abilities, like, again, strafing run air support, air reconnaissance, smoke artillery, regular high explosive artillery, and of course, artillery cover there, which got moved there after it turned out that ability was just too big to be easily accessible without setup. So Joe right there certainly has quite the toolkit in his hands. Now, of course, if it gets blown out by Gat, it's not going to matter much. Panther, though, is roughly a minute away here for Gat. We got final center Gunnies, and the section still got Mortar placing up here, though, for Joe with 8 kills. Grenade off in the section there. Mortar's also finding way here for Gat. 7 kills, though. Target tank being fixed up. 16 kills plus 21. We got 36 to 221 aircraft shot down there. Crashing harmlessly away here from Gat space. And Panther is very, very close.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Still no use of munitions, no fragmentation bombs or mines being laid down additionally. As for Joe's space, no specialization chosen. He could go for hammer, he could go for anvil. I'd say both are viable choices. Target tank here is the Crocodile, anti-tanks moving up from both sides. Fragmentation cores always there ready. Target tank with 17 kills, and 110 kills, halfway to 22 on the Crocodile. Been reinforcing a lot of troops. Guess he forgot about the Panther rifle while there. Just decided it's more important getting out infantry back in the field fast. Nice on the target tank, then the Crocodile. Pack 40 setting up. Target weak point here. Target's a weak point, Ludwig. Target's a weak point. Where is it? It's a British tank everywhere. So they don't know how to build them. So know how to build lunchboxes. I'm not entirely sure it's actually know how to build them actually, but you know. Shame, I would say, missed opportunity there by Gat. Shot bouncing off the target tank's front line there, halfway to 22, 17 kills, 11 kills, so close to 22 on the Crocodile. Eastern Victory Point defended there viciously. It's all now swinging back and forth here over the centre one, and we got a fragmentation bomb in finally here from Gat. Calling from a nice angle there. Anticipating how Jove moved and not quite catching everything. They got the house though. He did stun it, but we got air support meanwhile called in here by... Or these are actually just wore out there. All the way the air support called in to disrupt Jove's defense plus artillery here. Or Gat's attack there plus artillery. Now we got the Panther away there for Gat finally. Pushing for the eastern pump with the section. He's going to need some armor support or artillery support to flush it out. Target tank there closing in on Veteran 2. That second star, that bit of extra damage, which was proved, well, basically better range and accuracy. Certainly more accurate target tank is very bad news for an infantry. Panther halfway done there for Gat though, and the 116th Panzer Division Winhood back here troops reinforcing. Air recons out here from Gat. Target tank going for an isolated crom on the eastern side, but backs off there. Shoots and misses though, gets a tree and possibly a few squirrels. Possibly a few squirrels.
Ready to set up a new forward base.
Pioneers moving in the eastern side to back up the target tank. Picks up and is going for the victory point there. Panther almost done here for Gat and the 116th Panzer Division.
Damned enemies trying to take a point from us.
Note the 116th Panzer Division in Normandy by had to give up its Panther Battalion to the 2nd Panzer Division. So technically did not have a Panther Battalion in Normandy. Little fun fact there. They've probably been able to borrow from another Panzer Division. Possibly the 2nd. Quick hit in the section. Need to get the target tank out. There'll be a shame here for Gat to lose it. Pioneer's dead and Piat dropped. Panther moving up the west side. Panzer Kampfwagen 5. Target tank's going to need some serious repairs. Going aggressively with the Panther. Might try and go over the Mortar placement and finish it off. Bow move there by Gat. Could have been hit with some mines, but Jove does seem to be slacking off a bit here on the mines. Need to clear out that western victory point, I think, instead, because Mortar assists for that. Does seem to be doing exactly. We've got a trench here, by the way. Well, it's opening up here, anticipating the machine gun to be there. Something else, but it's actually in a trench next to the building.
Supply lines being cut.
Target tank there slowly being fixed up. Trench there heavily damaged. A Mortar plate heavily damaged. The trench was recently found. We've got Firefly following up there for Joe. Very good. Target tank halfway done. Needs to get the Panther out of there fast. So he's close to getting the Mortar plate from that commission here, so he's going to risk it. There we go. Second Mortar placement down there.
Destroyed a forward emplacement.
Trench routed as well there. Calf point hit. Back forwarding up there. Will be seeing a target weak point this round here for Gat. He really should consider it. Still nope. And he loses the Panther. Gat, they were exposing his Panther too much, to be honest. And now with the pack forward not popping target weak point, he's in a bad spot. And we lost both Panther and pack without destroying any of Jove's army. We've got the target tank though charging in there. Close to Veteran 2 though. Anti-tank setting up there though for Jove. Target tank gaining Veteran to increase range and increase accuracy. But that's not going to make up for the loss of the Panther though.
Enemy threatening a capture point.
Since only at Veteran 3 the target tank actually shoots fast, and even then there's still a lot of armor out for Jove, and Gat's anti-tank assets are a bit limited in comparison. Pack wiped out again. And that pack's going to go down as well. And Tardy's going to destroy it. Good move, of course, there by Jove. No, it ends up with Gat destroying as he was worried Jove would grab it, but I don't think Jove is particularly interested in Gat's packs at the moment. Falling back with the target tank.
We're losing a capture point.
Section up there, and the tiger tank from in the trench, but that's not going to last long. Going to blast through that trench in a matter of moments. There we go. Trench annihilated. Fire charging against the tiger tank though. He's going to need to get the tiger tank out. Then he's going to Panther should go for a bunch of Stoogs. Okay, he's trying a bolt counter move here against the Firefly, popping smoke and then to blitz through it, but yeah, they didn't quite pan out there in the end. Tiger tank couldn't get enough momentum. Now it's quickly backing off, which I think is the right approach. We got 238 versus 94. Gat still got the victory point lead, but it is ever slowly turning against him. Mortar got cleared out at one point. Second close being taken up. Target tank being fixed up. Closing on that Panther, number 2. It's really called in there on the cafe. Joe's guns there sounding off. We even got here by the way with Ford Assembly with medics, so he doesn't have to worry about managing that. And of course we still have the what's it called, Ford observation post up still. Which I mean is impressive. I mean certainly making use of abilities which rarely ever get used by the British. Another Panther there for Gat and the 116th Panzer Division. Crocodile moving towards the centre, halfway to the ace level. Comes to the section here in the east. Not west, but east. Tiger moving in, there's Crocodile going straight for the Coffin up behind the Tiger. That's a pretty bad situation. The retreat path there for the Tiger gets cut off. Pioneers completely on the route here. Panther almost down there for Gat and the 116th Panther. Sean Age moving in. The Titan trying to deal with the Crocodile, hopefully. Entertaining landing good here with the Firefly on the Tiger tank. Tiger tank already taking substantial damage. Another hit there on the Crocodile. Panther almost done. Firefly moving in there. Go Crocodile almost down to half health. Tiger tank halfway to 83. Cromwell moving in here. Firefly shot bounce over the Titan. We got Telemines down there. Interesting spot though, but spot here by the sappers. Rather than fortune there for Gat. And Gunner's been caught here out in the open by the Crocodile. Could try and Panther Faust. Does get a damage engine. Panther moving in. Could try and flank in to get the Titan support. He's going to gain here the Infantry there. Crocodile there bounces off the Panther Faust shot. I mean, he does have a damage engine. He's going for it with the Panther. Needs to be careful here though. Panther shoots, misses. Firefly's going to take on for a hit there. Penetrating the Panther and forcing Gat to pull back once more. Samples versus the Tiger tank. He continues to tank our grenade off here. Almost got them, and he does get a wipe, but the Tiger tank is now with the damage engine. 28 kills though, and almost that veteran free. 27 and close to defeat as well. And of course, it has now the self-repair ability to fix, well, specifically criticals though. It doesn't fix damage like that otherwise, but you know, can quickly deal with the damage engine. So when you had to summon the damage engine, you can then fix it there. Panther being fixed up. More Pioneers might be a good idea for Gat. He's also going for another Infantry, which is also going to be a problem there for Gat. Meanwhile, Joe has 3 sections plus all the sappers. Graham Eastern Point there. Digging in there again in the west. We got 182 versus 185. Air comes out there for Gat. Probably trying to figure out where Jove is and isn't, where he can maybe sort of make some easy progress versus Jove, which I think is the right approach at the moment, or if he could sort of find a good flanking path to maybe deal some heavy damage with his armour during a well-executed assault. But Panther's back in action there for Gat. Target tank slowly being fixed up. Graham the centre victor point here with the Grenadiers. Panther versus the section. You got 160 versus 185. Mortar's moving further ahead here for Gat. And there you go, double mortar bash in the trench. Going to get some good kills in there. Trench there soon going to collapse. Oh, that was almost a full wipe there. Might be able to finish off with the Grenadiers, but they got 2 light machine guns. Close, but no, they get away. Pretty lucky there. Got the Crocodile moving, though it's isolated. He could maybe go for it with the Tiger and the Panther, do some heavy damage there. They, of course, need to cover the flank for any sort of counter-attack there from Jove. Still, he's going for the Panther with the Tiger tank. Panther needs to get in there as well. Needs to kill not to extend the Tiger tank, though. There we go, already happening though. Fire flashing on the flank, Cromwell as well, and the tank and also probably following up here. Sorry about that hiccup. Another one. Target tank there, shoots and misses. Panther moving up, but the entertainer's going to prove a problem also everything else. Charging in the Panther there a bit blindly. Pretty risky move there by Gat, and he's going to have to pull back the Panther, exposing a tree as well to the enemy. Not good. We got 140 versus 185. Target tank being rapidly fixed up, very close to the veteran free and the ace level, that way gaining access to high mobility and high rate of fire. And certainly right now what Gat more than anything needs is just firepower. Panther taking heavy damage though.
Enemy threatening a capture point.
Grab the fuel point instead of the victory point. I think he might have moved too fast there. Entertaining the season in the centre victory point. Cut over the mortars. Eastern point being seized. We've got more trenches up there from Jove as well. Very good. Unless it's the Germans, in which case that's pretty bad. What's this? We actually got rapid manoeuvres there from Jove. Great use of ability there by him. To be honest, Ego moves back from the fuel point towards the victory point, realising his error. Good work. Target tank there though. Good to go once more for Gat. Air reconnaissance again. Can he do some sort of plan of attack here that could shatter Jove and win in the war, or at least the battle? Panther halfway done. Target tank shoots and misses the section. Shoots and misses again. Gunnery's right in the east. Got Panther versus, Target tank versus the Crocodile here. Blitzing about to try and crush the section as well. I think he shouldn't be going down, particularly the way he's moving about. He's just making it easier for the allies to damage his target tank, which is definitely not what we should be looking to do now. Turn up without the Panther to back it up. Still, he's got the Jove down to less than half health, but the problem is again due to the way he exposed his target tank, it's also less than down health. In this case, should be prioritising, I think, the Firefly or the Crocodile, since the Firefly is the bigger issue to his armour rather than the Crocodile, but in this case he's focusing too much on it and he's going to have to pull back anyways. So without the target tank again to provide that vital firepower. Still some damage happening here between the two, but still Gat is trying to really land that impactful blow there that's sort of really going to throw off Jove, his game. Almost got a section there though. Firefly opening up, missing the target tank though. Target tank continues its wild hunt here for the section, but doesn't quite manage to finish the last man, and is once more forced to fall back. More Pioneers will still be a great investment here for Gat, though he might be setting up for a third Panther, or second Panther to back up the first one, which would definitely also be good to do that, give him 3 tanks. But he's down to 114 versus Joe's 185. "31 kills there. 30. Very close to another Panther. None of these are running up. We also got a fresh one out there for Gat. Very good. One of these was the section in the east. 6-pound gun more out the way there for Jove. Very good investment, obviously. Around the center point. Target tank almost done. There you go. We got a sort of called in the center by Jove. Air support actually. Oh, got shot down though. I think by the target tank's machine gun or possibly the Panthers. Yeah, looks like the Panther. Shoots, misses, but he can go for another Panther now, and he should. The question is going to arrive on time and sort of matter, but he should be going for that Panther. There you go. Could be seeing a large arm engagement with 2 Panthers and 1 Tiger, not 2 Tigers. If Gat had 2 Tigers, he'd have to be cheating, or he'd have to somehow have the Tiger tank abandoned, then save up for another Tiger tank, then as soon as it's out, he then recruits the other Tiger tank. That would be incredibly risky. It would require the Tiger tank to be abandoned in the spot where Jove can't easily reach it. "34 kills then, moving eastwards. Panther halfway down there for Gat.
Damned enemies trying to take a point from us.
Victory points being seized. Mortar setting up. Panther almost down there for Gat. Crocodile setting out for Jove and the Guards Armoured Division. Those Grenadiers will soon regretting holding that victory point. Trench destroyed there by the target tank. Joe's having none of, or Gat's having none of that. Now going into the West Force to rout. Second Panther out. So that's 2 Panthers plus a target tank here for Gat. Again, one of the vehicles is ace level. Panther there slowly approaching Victory 2, opening up in the centre. Crocodile, Cromwell opening in the west. Target tank being engaged by the Sappers and the Firefly. Double combo there on the Panther, or target tank taking out its damage on the engine. Panther's moving up here. Troops in the west into trouble. What will Gat do in from there? Being murdered. Gonna be a close one here though. It's Panther charging forward. It's gonna go for the Firefly. Need to be careful about the flank, of course, and there you go, engaging the Firefly, but missing anti-tank, so you have to deal with it as well. Infantry not backing up, but we hear the Panthers now sending away the Panthers westwards, charging in there for the other armour, but again, flanks are exposed. Infantry's not there, meanwhile, Joe's got infantry supporting his tanks, specifically anti-tank infantry, meaning here the Panthers do risk getting hit with a lot of firepower. There we go, he got the Cromwell though, but the Crocodile is still about, and the Firefly is still about, and the Tiger tank is not there. He should have kept them together, he should have focused them together into one sizable armoured platoon, but split them up, make them easy there for Joe to deal with. Panthers are heavily damaged. Sab's going to move into the path, and again, there she is, no support for his Panthers. Again, a way to back off. The Sab's and there go, one Panther down, second Panther's about to go down into the Ace Firefly. The situation is quickly falling about here for Gat, and he's now got an easy way of replacing all his armoured losses, and with that, 2 Panthers down, and game over. Brutal fight here between Gat and Joe in the end, though. Joe, I would say, had the tactical advantage, using his armour, I think, a bit more efficiently versus Gat, who I think at times were too quick to split it up. And also could have done with some Panthers support doing the attack here versus Jove's elements that he had done there. I think he had a better chance, but there you go. Also more mines, Telemont in particular. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. I've learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell friends, tell family, but don't tell your enemies. This is Imperial Links and cheers. Thank you for watching. You're all a wonderful audience. Hope to see you all tomorrow again for a nice episode.